So yesterday I experienced what I consider to be a huge breakthrough, and from that experience I gained 3 valuable insights that I'm going to share with you here in this video. The breakthrough is that after 5 months of practice, I was finally able to transition from crow or crane to handstand. Now, you may be wondering what the heck that has to do with you and your fat loss breakthrough, but bear with me a moment because afterwards I was really reflecting on the similarities between this breakthrough and the one I experienced 13 years ago when I lost 50 pounds of fat. So, like I said, for 5 months, I've been trying to work on this transition here. And I shared a video back in April of my progress at the time. And you can see that I'm really trying to muscle things up there. Like when I get out of the crow, I kind of lower my head down a bit and then just try to muscle myself up there. And I am able to get up, but it's very difficult to control and try to catch that handstand at the top. And during the past 5 months, I've been able to catch it for like maybe 2 to 3 seconds, and it always feels great. And I'm learning a lot of body awareness throughout this process, but I've really struggled to hold it for too long. It always feels great to push myself up and like, this is awesome that I have the strength to do it, but I just can't hold it. And the big reason that I'm practicing all of this and turned on to these kind of athletic movements is because of the yoga studio I go to, Yoga Hot AF, here in Windsor and Tecumseh, Ontario. Every Monday night we have a Power Peaks class where we learn these types of hand balancing and inversion poses, whether it's handstands, headstands, forearm stands, and I've really kind of, I wouldn't say mastered the handstand, but like for my birthday, my goal was hold it for 30 seconds. I was able to do that. I'm now able to hold it for like about a minute on most occasions there. Not all the time, but a lot of times I can hold it for a pretty lengthy time. And I'm able to drop it from handstand to crow, handstand to single leg crow. I'm also right now working on dropping from handstand to peacock. But at the same time, I'm really trying to, like, this is a big thing. I want to be able to, because I can get a handstand, I want to be able to go from that crow to handstand. And it's just been a struggle for me. Even though we practice it every week, it's the last drill that we do is try to transition from crow to handstand. I just like the muscling up, it just makes it too difficult for me to catch at the top. And the instructor keeps giving these tips to like, all right, try not to work so harder than you need to do. Just focus on the hips coming up. Her cues have always been like, try to focus on straightening your arms a bit first, raise your hips, and then bring your legs up. I'm like, I've just got it. For me, I've got to muscle it up there. I can't do that. So 2 weeks ago, she brought out a block and she's like, all right, let's eliminate that momentum, you dropping down and trying to push up. I want you to land your head on this block here and then curl your legs up. So it took the momentum out of there. I couldn't do it. I couldn't lift myself up. Last week, tried it again. I was able to get it up. So I'm like, okay, so now I'm starting to feel what I need to engage to get the hips up there and not have to rely so much on my arm and shoulder strength there. And then this week we tried it again and she's like, okay, now like you've got it. You're able to get yourself up with the block. Let's try it without the block. And I automatically like default bent the elbows, drop down and do the same thing. She's like, Scott, like you've got to mirror what you just did with the block there. And as she's been telling me all along, all these months, giving me the exact same cues, the exact same tips, she's like, try to straighten out your arms first, bring your hips up, and then raise your legs. You're going to feel almost weightless there. I'm like, okay, for some reason, like she said it, even though she said it a whole bunch of times before, it clicked. I'm like, okay, I think I get it. And so I went and did it, got myself in the right position. My legs just, they felt weightless. They just started rising up. They're going, I'm like, oh my God. Like I was so freaking excited, like high fives all around. Like, let's see if I can do this again. Repeated it again. Like once you get that position, it just, not only did the tip finally click in for me this time, but once I felt it, like once I felt that weightlessness, I'm like, that's what she's been talking about all this time. Like I finally feel exactly what she's been instructing me to do all this time, but it just clicked in that moment. So I was able to do it 6 times at the end of the class. I came home, I recorded myself doing it here because I'm like, I just want to make sure like this isn't just a fluke. It's not just a random thing. I didn't just get it once. Like I've got this down. I know the body positioning. I know the way I need to do to get myself up there. So the lessons, the 3 insights that I gained from this breakthrough that I had with this transition from crow and crane to handstand, and the similarities with what happened with my breakthrough 13 years ago when I lost 50 pounds of fat is that oftentimes it's like you don't need to learn a different tip. You don't need to completely change things. You don't need to look for like a different diet plan, a different workout program. Oftentimes it's like the same thing that you've heard over and over again. Oftentimes you kind of either brush off, or maybe it just doesn't resonate. Maybe you hear it a little bit different this time, and like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Even though it's the same thing, just worded a little bit differently, or you're just ready. It just resonates with you in that moment and you hit it. So again, you don't go chasing a whole bunch of different things. Reflect on the messaging. Like sometimes you just need to hear that messaging over and over again, repeated, and then it sinks in. It just clicks and it happens. The other thing is that I was kind of forcing, as you can see, I'm trying to muscle up, like force that handstand up there from the crow. I like working harder than I needed to work to get it up there. Like once I found that position, I didn't have to work. It's like, oh, is that all I needed to do? And it becomes effortless. It becomes easy. And that's kind of like the fat loss process there. I reflect back on when I was trying to lose that 50 pounds of fat. It took me years. I struggled for years to do it. It was lots of practice leading up to that point. Where I'd be like really good for a few days, fall off the wagon. Really good for a few days, fall off the wagon. Maybe really good for a couple of weeks, fall off the wagon. The issue was I was taking an all or none approach. I was trying to be really, really good with my diet. Then I'd see a temptation. I'm like, start having that temptation. Like, well, I can't be perfect. Fuck it. I can't do this. I'm going to start again tomorrow and try to be perfect again the next day. So I was really working harder than I needed to. And the breakthrough for me is that when after a few days of being perfect on my diet, going in the cupboard, I see the box of cookies there. I'm like, oh man, I've been really good for a few days. I deserve a cookie. Have a cookie. I'm like, I deserve 3 cookies. I have the 3 cookies. I'm like, fuck it. I blew my diet. Might as well eat this whole box again and start again tomorrow. I'm like, whoop. No, Scott, like that doesn't work. That has not been serving you well throughout this time. You're now aware of these conversations going on mind. You know you were taking that all or nothing approach. That's not working. You can have 3 cookies. It's okay to have those 3 cookies. It'll fit your calorie target for the day or for the week. You can have cookies every single day. It's okay. You don't have to take this all or nothing approach. You can work in all your favorite treats if you want to each and every day and still achieve your fat loss goal. So that was kind of my aha moment there, as I was trying too hard. I was trying to be perfect when I didn't need to be. And once I realized I can be flexible with my diet, I can have this, I'm like, oh, okay, that's all right. I don't need to scarf all this down right now because I can have it tomorrow if I want to. And oh, wow, what do you know? I'm gaining more enjoyment from just having 3 than when I'm having the whole box and feeling like crap afterwards. The other thing is that like I have really embraced the journey, the challenge of the 5-month practice, like leading up to that moment there. Like I've had so much fun learning and growing, having that heightened sense of awareness, that control with my body, what it's capable of doing. Like I knew I could do it. I knew it was just going to take time. I knew it was just a matter of it's gonna happen. It's gonna click one day, because it's been the case with every single little thing that I've done all along, where it's been like I hear the same messaging over and over again. I'm gonna keep practicing it, and then oh shit, that's what they meant by that, and then it's all golden from there. Then it's on to the next challenge. That's the other thing, is that once you achieve something, because once I achieved that 50 pounds of fat loss, I've continued to learn and grow throughout the process, really embracing the journey, really embracing the experience, realizing that it's never ending, and just being fascinated with my potential. Like, what am I capable of doing next? How can I continue to improve upon my nutrition? How can I continue to improve upon my lifestyle? How can I continue to learn things that are going to bring out the best in me and allow me to thrive? So embracing the journey, embracing the process, realizing that everything is practice leading up to that moment. And as exciting as that moment was, I mean, high fives all around. I'm on a high right now still the next day because of it. Just so freaking excited, so freaking grateful for the teachers that I have, for the community that I'm surrounded with. There's so much inspiration around the room, for the support, the guidance, the encouragement. It's just so freaking rewarding. It's just such an incredible journey. And it's if it was just like one attempt, you get it. I mean, what? Yeah, it's cool you can do it, but it's not as exciting. It's not as rewarding as it is putting in the practice, putting in the work. And not just doing it, but learning from that work and learning from, like, it's never, if I fall on my face, it's not a failure. It's like, I'm either going to get it up and win, or I'm going to learn from that experience so I can better myself the next time. And again, just realizing that we're pretty much limitless in what we can achieve. I mean, I'm almost 49 years old, learning all these new tricks here. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be doing this stuff. I thought just a bro would be pumping iron, like lifting things up and putting them down for the rest of my life. And this has just been such an eye-opening experience, really making me realize that I'm capable of so much more than I ever dreamed of. And that's the beauty of this journey. So that's probably more than the 3 insights that I gained just from this one experience. And the other thing is, another good insight is to celebrate, like celebrate these mini victories. Like, I'm celebrating with you guys. I'm so excited. I was so excited to share this video with you, to share my experiences, my achievements, but to kind of, in a way, to show you that you're on the brink of a breakthrough as well in whatever goal that you're aiming to achieve in this moment, to keep at it, to pursue it, to not get down on yourself, to not beat yourself up, to not feel guilty, to really embrace the journey, embrace the process, have an open mind, be fascinated with the process itself, and keep challenging yourself to move forward, little baby steps forward, little baby steps forward. Celebrate each mini victory along the way. All the little things, even if before, like I celebrated that video where I was muscling myself up. I wasn't able to get that crow to handstand 5 months ago, but I published the video saying, like, I'm so excited for what I'm able to do right here at this point. Couldn't even come close to doing that a year ago. So like, it's just fascinating. So I'm going to celebrate each step of the way. Nailed it right now. All right, what's the next goal that I'm going to set for myself here? So it's never ending. It's a fun process. I hope you found value in this. Just realizing that the breakthroughs probably aren't what you're thinking they're going to be. It's oftentimes it's going to be stuff that it's been repeated over and over again, and it just freaking clicks in that moment. And nothing can like prepare you for that, which is just why I keep a lot of messaging I say, it's going to be repetitive over and over again. Get quality sleep each and every night. I like drill a lot of the same things over and over again, because one day it's going to click for you and you're going to do it and you're like, that's what Scott meant. This feels so freaking good. It's awesome. So, and then you're going to go into the next thing. So it's just keep your eyes and ears open. There's opportunities all around, and just keep at this journey. I hope you found value in this. Catch you in the next video.